Ready. I can't ball out on some morning thoughts because it's not morning, it's in the evening. And for anybody that's tuning in, I'm actually just filming this because I won't be on tomorrow morning live. So I'm going to do a live right now. Who enjoy it, no. But majority of the people who tune in here, they will watch it tomorrow morning, right? Let's get it. All right. I can't say shout out to the people going out to work. Happy weekend, man. It's Labor Day weekend. My New York people probably turned up, Brooklyn turned up on the Parkway and all that, right? Sima Israel, big up yourself. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kurt, thank you for being here. Nobody is expecting us to go live this late. And I wanted to go live earlier, but responsibilities. And tomorrow morning I have more responsibilities. So here's what's going on with me. Let's open like this. Tonight we're going to talk about Erica Mena getting kicked off of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and the can of worms that this has caused to open, right? I don't know if y'all know it, but for some reason, this is turning into a African-American versus Caribbean person's some kind of like it you know when somebody have beef under and they act like nothing is happening, like nothing is wrong, and then as soon as the wind blow the wrong direction, I just start cussing you out, and you're like, "Whoa, you must have hated me from a long time ago," that's what's going on right now. So we're gonna talk about that. Jess Hilarious. I think a lot of you know who Jess Hilarious is. Jess Hilarious is defending Erica Mena's statement in a crazy way. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Medikk being still missing and rumors that are floating around that Medikk is actually dead. We're going to talk about the new reward that is out to help find her. I could say it now, it's $500,000, right? $500,000 out to help find her. www.dailynumber1deals.com. Shout out. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. And then I just seen this article says, speaking in tongues. Is speaking in tongues real? So those are the three things we want to talk about. We'll hang out for about an hour or so. And who missed it tonight can watch it tomorrow morning. Because again, I'm not going to be on tomorrow morning. Why I'm not going to be on tomorrow morning? You know, I keep you informed with my business and all that. Why I'm not going to be on tomorrow morning is because my son, I got to go to my son's school and speak to his coach, right? I have a son that plays football. This kid just turned 15 years old. He's 6'3", and he wears size 16 shoes in men's shoes. Big kid. So he has dreams and aspirations of playing football. He's been playing football since he was 5 years old, and he just turned 15. And the school that he goes to, the coach there seems to have an issue with him. So I went to a couple of games already, only to watch my son walk up and down the sideline for the whole game. I'm like, is he going to put him in for at least 5 minutes? Nope. The last game was Friday night that just went by. I went to the game. Big jamboree, big games. My son walking, dressed, he goes to practice every day, on time, practice hard, shows up for everything they have, right? Even tomorrow morning, which is a holiday and school is not open. The coach wants to do practice, run practice in the morning. And guess who has to go? My son. So my son always at every practice and everything, giving his 100. And then when game day come, you get this man dressed up in all this gear for football and have him walk the sideline the whole game. I mean, my son don't even get 5 minutes in the game. And you know, football is a big thing for us. So when it's game day, the whole family, roll out and we get to the football field and we buy up some hot dogs and burgers, support the concession stand. Just like when you go dance, buy out the bar, we go there and we support the concession stand. I'm going in there buying like 5 burgers at a time and 10 hot dogs and whole heap of water and these kind of things. And my son walked the sideline the whole damn game. So I was so pissed off this weekend, Friday night. The game ended late too, like 10 o'clock at night. I say, you have your coach number? He said, yeah, I have my coach. I have his cell phone number. I said, give me your cell phone number. I'm going to shoot him off like 2 paragraphs. how I feel. And he texts back, and the coach said, face-to-face meeting is good. So just now him text me late night talking about, can you meet at 8 o'clock in the morning? So I'm putting that above morning thoughts in the morning because I want to see this coach face to face. I want to hear what he has to tell me about this big, strong kid that he is not using, that just walks the sideline every game, right? Don't get the whole on there. I think I'm sleepwalking and typing. Is SouFlo really live at night? LOL, nice. Yep, just do something different. And it'll be here for the people in the morning who gone to bed already, who are already in their bed. Some people got to get up early in the morning. Don't get the dumbbell like Diddy did. Don't get the dumbbell like Diddy did. I think I'm sleepwalking. Good night. Good night. All right, man. So big up yourself and thank you for being here. So I'll be at my son's school early in the morning. I talked to the coach. I see what kind of idiotness am I going with. All right. Let's get right into the 3 topics. Erica Mena, the Medikk still missing, and is speaking in tongues real. Which one you want to start out with first? Let me engage the audience. Start out. You pick which one you want to start out with, and I will go right into it. So you got 60 seconds. For those of you who tune in all the time, you know how we do this. 60 seconds, and I'll sip my tea. Any topic goes. BM says any topic goes. Audrey Wright says Erica. Miss Brom Brom. Missy Brom Brom says Menix. I must say Erica Mena. She tried to say Menix. Speaking in tongues. Erica. So Erica, it's gonna be anything. Vicky says anything. Vicky, big up yourself. Mr. Article Dan is in the building. Debbie Jervis speaking in tongues. Debbie Jervis, are you alone? I said speaking in tongues. Missing as going to bed. Sandra Campbell, have a good night. Andrea Shervis is in the building. Darlene Walter Riley says any topics. All right, you have about 10 seconds left. Erica, looks like it's going to be Erica leading the way. Erica Mena, I want to know what this chick is thinking or not. For real. All right. What the hell did he marry her in the same place? Chat open. Yes, the chat is open. You lied, SouFlo. That is not tea. Woo. It's cranberry tea with a splash of apple vodka. So all right, let's get into this. Throw the franchise away. Lexi Star says. Captain J says lie. Medikk. Erica it is. We start out with Erica first. So check it, right? Where we start? This thing is turning ugly. It's turning ugly. Erica Mena has now been fired from Love and Hip Hop. Now, mind you, I am not an avid Love and Hip Hop watcher. I will be a hypocrite if I come up here and say to you, yo, what time Love and Hip Hop coming on? We got to go see it. Did you see the last episode? I've never been that type of person. I don't watch it like that. But every now and then I tune in when they force it on us. Like, when you just see it flash up and you can't do anything about it. It's right in front of you. So I engage every now and then. Anyhow, I just say that to say this. I'm not coming from a place of being a fan of the show, so I don't have no dog in this fight. She's not fired. All lies, says Tressa Widdy. Captain J, I appreciate you greatly, family. Big up yourself. Let's walk with the story, though. So Erica and Spice, dancehall queen Spice, they were having a conversation. The conversation got heated, right? The conversation surrounded when Spice got sick and was in the hospital, and Safari was crying. And at the time, Safari was with Erica. So Erica wants to know why my man was crying about you and all this other stuff. There's that undercurrent there. That's what I gathered so far. The argument got heated when Spice said something. Erica mentioned how hard it is being a mom with 2 kids and all this other stuff. And Spice says something like, Erica, you know what your problem is? Like, you act like you're the only one you're the only person who have to be a single mother, and welcome to the club. I've been doing this for up 10 years. And then Erica fired back and said something about her first son, and she's been doing it for 16 years. Here's Spice now. Something about our son. You mean your son that don't like you? Or something like that. All right. If somebody mentioned my son in that manner, where does calling them a monkey come in? So she called her a monkey. You know, things exploded, and she called her a monkey. She called her a blue monkey. We know how the monkey talk goes already. And let me show you where I'm taking this to. I get to the part where I see people defending that statement that Erica made. Right. I get to the part where I see people defending that statement that Erica made, and I'm surprised to see who is defending it. Let me give you two because I wrote them down. Jess Hilarious. Everybody knows Jess Hilarious, right? Jess Hilarious says Erica wasn't being racist. Maybe Spice does look like a monkey to her. She said maybe Spice does look like a monkey to her. Now, you're a black woman, and you heard this woman call another black woman a monkey, and you said she's not being racist. You know, you remember, if you could put your mind to like, yes, sir, massa, them ain't my people, sir. Use my people, massa. If you could put your mind to that, I was gonna tell you when they planning on running, massa. They planning on running tonight. Yeah, they going to the Underground Railroad. I'll tell you, I'll go find out and tell you where it is, massa. Imagine Master say, get up, you monkey. And you have one that is just like you that sits there and goes, oh, don't be mad. Master don't mean no harm. Master probably think you look like a monkey. I'm like, where did Jess Hilarious think she was being smart when she said that? Why did she say that? Does she have a team around her? I'm sure somebody is grabbing her right now and saying, Jess, shh, don't say no more. You put your foot in your mouth. You went way in with this one. So under that comment, here comes another one. Listen, this is a black woman saying this. This is another one, right? She said, not every non-black person who uses a racial slur towards a black person is racist. Sometimes it's just to get you mad. These are black women making these comments. I saw another comment, and this comment had hundreds of other black women that joined in. The person said, she looks like a monkey. Erica didn't say anything that wasn't true, so why they mad? She actually really looks like a monkey in a wig. Under the comment, I went and looked at these people profile because I wanted to know, are these bots? Are these non-black people that are saying this? More I see who I said this. It was other black women. And a lot of them look like Spice. Look like her, but saying she looked like a monkey. You see that self-hate? That self-hate is deep. That self-hate is deep. And I'm not going to flog you, sisters, with your hair hat and your weave and your straight weave and the way you hide your natural kinks. You would rather be caught dead than to be seen without your weave or your wig on your hair in your natural state. It comes from somewhere, right? It comes from somewhere. And I'm watching how these black women are siding with Erica on that statement. And then they turn it into, oh, you're Jamaican, so the Jamaicans are gonna roll out for Spice. It's not about Jamaicans rolling out for Spice. It's about us recognizing not just Jamaicans, but people of color, black people who've been called monkeys for a long time, and it was always offensive. It's about them recognizing what the hell she just said on TV. Like, it don't have nothing to do with, oh, the Jamaicans are going to roll out for Spice, and now this is Jamaicans against African Americans or Black Americans. Let's go. What? To see Jess Hilarious said Erica wasn't being racist. Maybe Spice does look like a monkey to her. I'm going to tell Jess Hilarious this, right? And I hope she sees it. You probably look like a monkey to Erica too. Yeah. Now, if you're all right with that, then you're all right with that. And if you want her to address you as a monkey at any given point, then go ahead and be happy with it, right? to each his own. But I'm telling you right now that if Erica finds space in her mind to think Spice look like a monkey, she probably think you look like a monkey too. Because I was looking at you and I was looking at Spice, and I'm saying it's you're not striking identical, but are the same kind of woman type, black woman, fairly darker hue and all this other stuff. You probably look like a monkey to her too, right? And I'm looking at Spice's picture and I'm thinking, where on her looks like a monkey? Because if you look at Spice's picture, Spice is beautiful. Her face, her features are cute. Not saying that a monkey isn't cute, but I'm just saying she does not resemble a monkey. You know how sometimes you might know somebody that actually does resemble a monkey? Remember we talked about this before in the Caribbean. If you have your brethren who is Chinese or half Chinese or whatever, we call him Chinaman, right? Or Mr. Chin. And that's your brethren. And that's your brethren that you're growing up with, same age group and everything. If you got a brethren that's really dark skinned, we call him Blacka, right? And if we have a brethren that's really tall, we call him tall man or tallest. We just go off of, and that's a cultural thing, right? You actually have people with them called monkey man. A monkey man grew up being called monkey man, and he respond to it, and it's engraved in the culture. Everybody get a nickname, and then you get a nickname behind that nickname, kind of thing. So for her to say, I'm just trying to see where she came off with this, because for her to say that maybe Spice does look like a monkey to her, I had to go look at Spice's picture really, really good. And nothing in her features resembles a monkey. Nothing. Right? She have one cute little face, actually. Nothing in her features resembles a monkey. So a very feminine little face. What is it there? Where did the monkey come from? The skin color. So that's the only other thing I could think of. And I'm like, So if it comes from the skin color, then that means you are one of those people that refer to people of a certain complexion as a monkey. Yeah, our fatty, our fat man, our fats. We throw names like that, right? And our fat friend's not offended. Him know Sam fat and we call him fats, our fatter, our fat man, our fathead. And so on and so forth. And they're not offended. Tall man not offended when you call him tallest. Chinaman not offended when you call him chinaman. But we actually call somebody a monkey or monkey man when him actually look like a monkey. So if you don't have no friends that look like a monkey, you wouldn't use the name monkey. And then again, it wouldn't come out only when you're heated. She said her kids are off limits. Don't talk about her kids. I see Scrappy, everybody else. Scrappy said he would have tore the place up. He throwing hands, all this other stuff. They could fire me, do whatever they want to do. I'm still going to do me, But I think it's messed up how they did Erica. Now, don't get it wrong. I've said this, right? I think remember our morning thoughts. I said, listen, I think they're planning on getting rid of Erica off the show. So I went and did some more looking up, and she got in some trouble recently. She has a charge now. Her and two other persons got into a trouble at a bar type environment place, and she ended up getting the charge of assault on a police officer, and that was recent. Erica, right? So I don't know if Erica probably went to them and said, listen, I need some time off, go figure myself out. I need a break. We've been recording constantly. I've been working. Mother of two, I'm stressed. And they try to figure a way how to write her out of the show while capitalizing on ratings. Because now the ratings gone through the roof just because of that, because it's on everybody's tongue. Everybody is talking about what Erica just said to Spice and what the outcome is, right? Her vein was, Sima Israel says her vein was bursting out her forehead. Erica's statement, my children are off limits too, but that doesn't constitute racism. I'll slap you first, Yeah, Mona Scott said she was fired. She will no longer be on the show. And I think she was going to leave the show already anyways. They just, because listen, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. That show was not filmed in front of a live TV audience. That means you couldn't say that and then go, Oh, damn, it went out. The world heard it. Oh, man, we're in trouble. No, that was filmed on set, right? Behind the scenes, away from the public. And somebody or a team of people decided to actually edit that and get to that part. And when they got to that part, they said to each other, what do you think we should do with this footage? Somebody says, we can't release that. You know the drama that's going to come with that? We'll definitely lose Erica because we can't have her on the show. People are going to start, what if they start boycotting the show? Mess up everybody else's money. Somebody else said, release it. It's good for ratings. You understand? It's good for ratings. And they released it. They released it on purpose. Live on the air with SouFlo.
Oh, good night.
Wait, you're gone to bed already, man. What?
No.
No.
I'll go soon.
Yeah, go soon, no. All right, well, go on. Talk to you now.
When you watch it, Medikk kind of frightened. We don't know, because Medikk, we don't watch that show there, no.
Yeah, I don't watch them neither, really.
Let me see what I'm going. I mean, as Slice, you know, we have to represent our own. So I go see what happened.
Right.
And I realized this is how all the conversations start with them. It always starts off calm.
Yeah.
I think I heard somewhere that they said that when they're doing these shows, there is some scripting, but what they try to do, they try to keep some of it authentic, because
so they just go off the cuff and just say what them want to say.
Yeah. Like maybe the basis, maybe like for example, they tell you talk about such and such, but they wouldn't tell you to say what in the discussion. They would just say talk about your birthday. You know, they wouldn't tell you exactly. So maybe the meeting itself probably was scripted, but whatever was said in the meeting probably was just everybody's own what they wanted to say, and they just went from there. But as I said, it's recorded, it's edited, it's spliced up. People come in a boardroom, put it up in the boardroom, watch it again 1,000 times, decide what is supposed to go out, and agree and push it out. They
had a motive. They had a motive. Yeah, they knew the backlash was coming. And in my eyes, I think they were trying to get rid of Erica anyways. They were just trying to figure out how to have her part.
Oh yeah.
But you know, she can come back later though, right? And apologize, and everybody, and ratings will go up again because people
know this is
right.
The storyline.
Right.
This is well in the storyline. If you have to leave next 2-3 seasons, come back, and everybody cheer her on as some sort of hero.
Right.
It's in the storyline, because there are people in other parts of the in other branches of the shows in other places who have left
and came back.
Who are praised and lauded. So it's something that I do quite often. I just find it strange that, for me, yes, her kids are off limits, but as Spice said, she don't really even care about her child. She hide that son. She hide that son. That son is like a single father too. Like always, I think some single fathers work less. That's how she behaved to her child. Because when that child was 5 or something, or really young, she abandoned the child. According to what I'm hearing, she abandoned the child. And it's just once in a while. Even Safari was like, I've only seen you over the years I've been with you. And everybody knows I've only seen you with your son 5 times.
Yeah, so what Spice said to her, you're saying what Spice said to her about our son is factual, or it have some merit? I thought, honestly, when Spice said, that's why your son don't like you or something, your son wanna like you or something like that, I thought that was very triggering. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was very triggering. But did it warrant being called a monkey?
No.
The conversation.
You see how people brain work. The way the people are set up, a lot of people are set up. Even though you will push them to a place where they might get out of pocket, there's no way you can push most people to a place where they go say something like that. Like if you want a version of a discussion,
Unless
because
they're
one day I
thinking
was
that
having this,
already.
yeah, I was at work, and instead I was in line waiting, I was helping her leave, and she was taking a long time, and then all of a sudden, like the people behind her were getting mad that she was taking long. When the man leave, the man behind her called lady the C word. You don't do that just because, oh, you're frustrated. No, that was on your mind. That's the kind of person that you are.
Right.
Even if
And that's how you see that
even if you
person.
get to charity or go to church or whatever, it don't matter. That's the kind of thoughts you harbor. So for Erica, whatever she might do with a black man or black kids, she has some issues with black people.
That's what I've
And there's
been
a lot of
told.
Hispanic people.
That's what I've been told. But you know, the undercurrent of this conversation is what? It's the vibes
Scripted.
within the Hispanic community when it comes to black people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of the hard discussion that a lot of people don't want to have. Right? Because every time I say something about it, most Hispanic people around me are like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see it. But then
Hey, I see it so often. I mean, when I was going to school, because I go to school in Florida down here with everything mixed up and everything, you know, I
right.
go to school with everybody. And even my teachers, when I went to school, my teachers told me, listen, it's not so easy. Even this Hispanic ones we were talking to them. And this one, he was the only one to kind of break it down for us because he was one of the only ones in the school. But he broke it down and basically said, everybody really like Hispanics, and even Hispanics, but not every Hispanic kind of like, in a way, he said it to us, to me, and to like the other black kids.
Like it's not every Hispanic like black
Everybody
people
like
or
when you
something.
know. Not everybody is a friend. He just said it straight up. Not he was not our friend, but he was trying to warn us that be careful. Because not everybody run, even in Hispanics, even where they're from, in Argentina, countries like Argentina, they really push out black people. They really try to stamp them out in their own countries. So when they come here and exist here and walk up and down and act like them white, it's for a reason. They want to appeal to a eastern side of America into a power that like to cling to white people and to step on us in the process. It's a part of a push.
You know where I see that the biggest? In Miami. In Miami
Yes.
with the Cubans. And I'm not talking about black Cubans or melanated Cubans. I'm talking about the Cubans who pass as Caucasian. I see that in Miami a lot. They're very separated and segregated, and they are very much not into and the language in their community when they describe us is that same language that's used right there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Even they're getting more power because even the other day when the Santos was trying to pass a law against migrant immigrants working, the second he did that, chaos for him. They have to like go and try to reverse it because Republicans started to freak out. Migrants started to like refuse to work. It started to be the case where not even Republicans themselves can do the same racism they used to do against everybody. They have to stop and think and be like, but this is our base now. But like we can't do this because they will vote against us. So like even now they're getting so much push in the country that they're like how we were 60 years ago. They can't even they're getting that kind of power now.
All right, so wrap this up like this. Do you think that Erica Mena should be fired from the show? I mean, we all know it's scripted and everything because they pre-planned it, obviously, and that's to show you that they don't even like her because why would they? Unless she made a deal behind the scenes with them, like I agree, let's go out like this. The ratings are gonna be crazy. People in that entertainment business, man, they do all kinds of stuff for ratings, you know. So and again, it wasn't an accident. Somebody purposely edited that video and put out what they wanted to put out of it, knowing what the backlash would be. So now that they're saying, "Oh, Erica is fired from Love and Hip Hop," it's like they wanted to get rid of her anyways, or she asked for time off anyways. The next big step is gonna be her coming back, her apologizing, her, and then them having a big old conversation about, you know, racial slurs and Hispanic community versus the Black community versus the African American community versus Caribbean community. I mean, the conversation is there to be had.
Definitely, but I'm gonna say it like this: whether or not she deserved it, in the day, when she went home from that scene and she went home to her kids, she looked on her phone and she saw that, I don't know, $6,000, $7,000 check, $10,000 check a week from the company that she gets based off of wasting the time of Black people and basically working for the same people she just called monkey. At the end of the day, she's profiting off of this. And she gets in her checks, so she don't care. So to me, it doesn't really matter if she deserves it or not, because she get paid. So
all right.
That's how it go.
All right. Did you hear Just Hilarious comments? Just Hilarious said that Erica wasn't being racist. Maybe Spice actually does look like a monkey to Erica.
Erica look more like a monkey than anybody else. Look at it.
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it though. But hey, yeah. All right, so Manas. All right. Yeah. So Just Hilarious. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then now they're talking about, so what's Safari gonna do? Because Safari is stuck in the middle. I'm like, what is Safari supposed to do? A man in a two-woman argument. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Safari can't do nothing. Safari put out a post today holding his two kids and saying something about my granny. I'm saying my mama tell me say, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. At the end of the day, right? That's the mother of his children. And you know, if mommy not right, then the kid's probably not gonna be right. So you still have to protect her regardless. You can't just fling her out there and then her mind in shambles, everybody coming down on her, she's stressed out. What you think is gonna backfire on your kids? It's gonna backfire on your kids. If she's a mom that has full custody of her children and she's always around them, they're gonna suffer through that backlash too. So he has to protect her, you know. But they're like, Safari's gonna take sides. I think that's one of the things that Just Hilarious was alluding to. But what are you gonna do? Because you're Jamaican, right? Right. That's what she said. Because you're Jamaican, right? As if so Safari I got take side with Spice because he's Jamaican and Spice is Jamaican. And they're turning it into this Jamaican American thing when it don't need to go there because that's not what it is. You know? That's not what it is. She lost her job because of Spice. Now they're gonna look at Spice like, you know how they say, oh y'all immigrants come to this country and just take up all the jobs and take Spice my car get fired. Her mouth made her get fired, not Spice, but they're gonna hold it against Spice. But Spice came out herself and said, I think Spice said something like she wasn't not quote unquote, but she's like, yeah, it was offensive, but I wasn't offended, kind of thing, or the statement was offensive, something like that. But she said, I know what I signed up for when I signed up for this, so really, it's not a big deal. But that's not how the wider audience is taking it. Like it's not a big deal. This coming like when two artists clash. And now we turn into Gully versus Gaza again. But this time it's like different, you know, from different shores. Shakara win couple race. I know them feel big. Yeah, Shakari them I feel real powerful. I'll give that. I'll give that to Shakari this year, boy. She punched us hard. Live on the air with SouFLo.
Hi, once again enjoying your show.
Hey, family, how you doing?
I'm all right. I wanted to say a few things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people are so surprised because
about the statement made.
You live overseas. Yeah. Let me tell you why I say that, right? I lived in America for a number of years in Brooklyn, New York. Went to school with a lot of Hispanics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That is a normal thing that a lot of Hispanics call Black people.
Exactly.
Now, people that don't know that, let me explain something to them. Mm-hmm. Right? even in high school, when you're going to high school with a lot of Hispanic people, they're not comfortable to you because I'm going to say what a lot of people don't want to say.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is that a lot of Dominicans and Puerto Ricans do not really favor Black people.
Yes, that's true. That's been my experience. That's been my experience.
Look, I have correct. I have a problem with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Black people run and go to DR, Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really know the people in the Dominican Republic, and I'm saying it, they do not even really favor the darker skinned Dominicans in their own country.
Facts.
The same thing as Puerto Rico,
Mm-hmm.
the same thing as Mexico. And we got to be real about this right here. So don't be surprised when you actually have Hispanic people calling Black people monkey and all kind of derogatory slurs and sayings and stuff like that. That's their normal thing.
Facts.
But the fact is,
mm-hmm.
Erica said it on television, and that's been in her mind for the longest. That's not nothing that just happened to come out, whether Spice talked about her children or whatever, a child or whatever.
Right.
That is what was on her mind, period.
She's been feeling that way.
That's right. So that's just been an opportunity for her to bring that out to her, to say it to her.
Yeah.
But I know that from growing up in New York City in America, that a lot of this, okay, let me tell you one more thing. And one of the worst are the Cubans. You see Cubans?
Cubans.
Let me tell you something. If you ever go to Miami, Florida, or whatever, you realize that a lot of Cubans do not really feel or like Black people.
Yeah, I grew up in Miami, man.
I grew up in Miami. So you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
I've been in Florida my whole life. Left Jamaica as a small child.
They're very racist people when it comes to Black people. Mm-hmm. They don't like Black people in their community. They don't like to mix with Black people.
That's facts.
You understand? They don't like to hire Black people
mm-hmm.
when they have their own business and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
That's true.
But people have to travel to realize these things. A lot of Cubans, they think they are the closest thing to white people, especially the ones that have that color.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's always been my experience.
Facts, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I just wanted to put that out there to the public to let people know. Don't be surprised when Hispanic people say these things, because there are a lot of Hispanic people say these things. And I'll tell you another thing also too. If you go to New York City and you check in and you see the amount of police brutality towards Black people
mm-hmm.
in New York City, the majority of them are Hispanic officers.
Hispanic officers.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell this audience a story, a real life story, in a minute. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
But and I just wanted to make that clear, so I can open people's minds to certain things, so let them really understand what we're dealing with.
Yeah,
you understand, my brother? But like I said, man, I love the show. Anytime you're on, I'm gonna tune in, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, and thank you for calling in.
All right, blessings, brother.
All right, blessings. All right? Yes.
All right, cool.
Listen, one time, right? So 2 stories in one. This brother said, so I was in the army, right? And I'm around all different kinds of people when you're in the army. This is where you have young white boys that see Black people like that close up enough for them can touch you and have a conversation with you for the first time in their life, believe it or not. And they're from way out of Wyoming and this place and that place. And I remember one said to me, you know, we have a lot of Mexicans where I come from, but I have never seen a Black person close up. And it's overwhelming being here. This is when we first arrived at Fort Benning on the bus before we even got off. We still civilians, right? We hadn't even gone through basic training yet. This is intake. All right. Fast forward. I goes in the military. I make friends, you know, do my basic training, do my schooling, go off to my unit, make friends in a combat unit. And people are diverse. My crowd is diverse, right? 2. Here's one. One said, not for nothing, but I'm going to tell you a joke, right? But it's not really a joke. It's just stuff that my grandmother says all the time that we laugh at home about it, but we never say it. Now, this is a white boy from, I forgot where he was from. But anyways, really, really, really blue eyes, blonde hair, white guy. And he thought this was so funny. And he just said it like nothing. He said, my grandmother keeps her house open, and this is how she makes money. You know, she babysit children for the working women in our community. He said the black kids, when they're crying, my grandmother would say, just throw the little ninja up in the air, and them big sucker them, I forgot they had a name for the lips. Them big sucker lips will have that little ninja stuck to the ceiling, and he'll go quiet. This is a place where, and he thought it was funny, and he's rolling laughing. Now I'm in this environment, and I'm laughing, but I'm not laughing, but I'm laughing. You understand? I'm like, what made him think that was a funny joke to tell me that his grandmother babysit little black kids, and these are the things she say about them when they start to cry, she can't control them, get them to be quiet. She would say, just throw the little ninja. Ninja is not the word she uses. She uses the other word. Just throw the little ninja up in the ceiling. His big old sucker lips will get him stuck to the ceiling, and he'll stop crying. All right, here's another one. I went out one night, right? I thought, let me diversify my experience, because I'm always going to, even though this time I was stationed in Germany, so I'm always going to the hip hop clubs and these kind of places where it's kind of more like my culture kind of thing. Let me try to go to techno, house, something else, because the scene is divided, and you don't find black people in those scenes. So I went out this night. I told the homies, I'm not going with y'all tonight. I'm heading out with this pack. This pack, I'm the only fly in the buttermilk. Walk with the story, right? I'm the only fly in the buttermilk. But I'm adventurous. I want to see. They're going far away from base. So we go way to this other side of Germany, way away from our base, where it's beer. Like the German girls there, they didn't even speak any English, but they wanted to be with us, but they didn't speak any English. I'm in there. I realize I'm the only person of color, black guy, right? In a whole club. The guys in there are staring me up and down like they want to fight. The guys I came with, 4 white guys I came with, none of them paying attention or feeling the vibes that I'm feeling. I'm getting stared up and down by the guys like I'm about to get punched in the back of my head. The women were looking at me like, one of them drop off our stool. I'm at the bar. I lean up at the bar like this, and I have my drink on the bar, but I'm standing. And she's on a stool next to me. And she leaning into me so much that the stool tipped over and she fell on her ass off the big high stool at the bar. So the women were looking at you like them want nyam you, like them really want you. And then the men were looking at you like, so, a couple of drinks in, I said, frigate, we get loose, right? So I start dancing with all, and the girls just started coming out of nowhere. Let's walk with the story, The girls just start coming out of nowhere. So I'm over there like a true pimp. You know what I'm saying? I have like 3, 4, 5 of these German girls all over me. All the guys that I came with could not get a girl to save their life. And a beer white girl in there, and they were all white. And I had like 3, 4 of them, 5 of them around me, right? We leave. We're driving home. We have our designated driver. Everybody else is drunk. Designated driver alone is the person who is not drunk. See, they teach you that in the army. You're going out to have fun for the night. Make sure you take one of the your fellow soldiers, a battle buddy, who won't drink anything. He's just sipping virgin drinks all night, and he's gonna drive home. The rest of us messed up in the backseat. We heading back to base, right? One of them put his arm around my neck like this, pull me in tight. Now, this is where my Jamaican side jump out now, because I say, what a man hug me up suffer, because I don't hug up man like that, right? This was weird. But then I'm thinking, this how the white boys get down. Like, they get drunk and they be, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I love you, brother. And that kind of stuff. I love you, man. I think, okay, different experience, but you can't leg on my neck. No. Him not leg on my neck. The man have my neck in a chokehold. He have my neck in a chokehold like this scene. And then him start kiss up my head aggressively. So I'm like, yo, wait. This I got too far now. Right? So I'm trying to ease out of the thing, but me don't want to be the problematic black guy that suddenly just switched and lost his mind. Yo, come off of me, bam, bam, bam. I start fight. So me I try, you know, my Jamaican kind of bubble up in me, but me I try suppress it. I'm like, you're international now. When you're in Rome, do as the Romans do. You know, want them kiss, they go too far around you, so keep it right up, yes, all right? And you know, I'm trying to balance the thing. Here the brother, with my head in my hand, him start squeeze my neck now. Hear him. I love you to death, man. I will kill for you. I'll go to war for you. I'll do anything for you. Kiss up my head, me I say, yo, them get over emotional when them drunky. Cause we Jamaican man, when we get drunk around each other, we not hug up and kiss up each other. We look at gal, or we go my way yard to a woman or something. But this man I hug up and kiss me up some kind of way. Anyhow, he goes, but you know what I can't stand, Matt? You know what I can't stand? I said, oh shit, here we go. You know what I can't stand? I said, no, I don't know what you can't stand. Hear him. I can't stand to see your kind with our women. Everybody in the car is drunk except for the designated driver. I was drunk, but I wasn't gone. When him said that, even he looked like him sober up after I come out. After it came out, he was like, even he looked like he sobered up. Like, what the did I just say? I see me. So I'm slowly leg on my head. I'm slowly moving my head out from out of my arm, and everybody else in the car is looking like crickets. Like I could see the driver face from the rearview mirror. I'm in the back seat. The driver, the only sober one in there, you know. So I'm gonna start watching the driver now. I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna take me somewhere and do something to me. So I'm gonna gauge the driver face. I seen the driver face. The driver is like, he's confused too. He's like you shouldn't have said that. All night I'm partying with them. Everything was good. They're the ones that brought me there. They're the ones that talked me into going with them. Switch up your crowd. Come out with us one night. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I finally do. And then we get told, you know what I love? I'll die for you. I'll kill for you. I'll do it. But you know what I hate? Hate is a strong word. I'm like, no, I don't know what you hate. You know what I really hate, Matt? No, I don't know what you really hate. You can let my neck go about this time. I hate seeing your kind with our women. Oh, nice to know. The next day, right? So we proceed to go to base. Everybody go off to them room and, you know, rack out for the night, wake up in the morning. The next day, nobody is speaking to each other. And it's awkward. The next day, nobody is speaking to each other. The day after, nobody is speaking to each other still. And then finally, one of them said, you remember what what's his name said the other night when you were coming? I said, don't even worry about it, man. It's all right. Needless to say, I never went out with them again, and I never hung out with them again, right? But I say that to say this. You'll have people that's around you, that's close to you, from these different persuasions, and you might think, that's my friend, that's my homie. They don't, she's like my sister, or he's like my brother. Yeah, okay. That right. Like my sister and like my brother, they don't see you the same as they see themselves or their kind. You know what I mean? So it just take either being drunk, or it takes some awkward situation like arguing with each other or something, and all of it's gonna come out. And then when it comes out, it's like, damn, that's how you really feel? I didn't even know you use those terms to describe my kind. Like, that's how you really feel? Oh no, I was just mad and it was just you. I don't think that way about all black people. Or they'll say something like, I was drunk, man, and I was talking a lot of foolishness. You know, I don't even remember half of what I said. I don't even remember. I don't even remember half of what I said. You know damn well what you said. You are mindful 100% of what you said. That liquor gave you some courage. You said what you always been thinking and what you've always been saying behind me. Tonight, you just felt like saying it to my face. So yeah, we gotta be, we gotta be. I mean, adventurous enough. I used to be. I'm not that adventurous no more. You can't get me to go nowhere with nobody. Not like that again. We on the other side of Germany. I don't even know where I was at. Them could have like drive go somewhere in the woods and leave me there and do something to me and left me out there. But I was going blinded. I was young. I was going blinded like these are my friends. We're in this together. We're American soldiers, man. You know, we're fighting a war and we're brothers and we're going to go to combat. We're going to bring each other home, bro. You know, your wife knows my wife. They have the FRG group, family readiness groups where the wives get together and have their wife clubs while we go off to war. You know, the chaplain comes and says, men, it's time to put the women and children to bed and go conquer the world. We say, who war? And we go off to war. Me feel like say, my people this. I was well, when you young and dumb and just don't know the ways of the world, and then the world starts revealing itself to you. So yes, throughout my whole life, I've learned that. They could be around you, they could eat dinner at your table, you know, they'll tell you that they'll kill and die for you. They're your ride or die best friend, all that. But when they go home, yep, them monkeys. You was hanging out with that monkey again today, boy? Yes, sir. Where you seeing that monkey, boy? Why you keep hanging out with that monkey? I don't know. You know, he's not really my friend, but he's my friend. He's just a cool person to hang around. Them stop make excuses for why they hang around you, while their family members are saying, "Oh, I don't know why you hang around that. Is the black real? Is it gonna rub off on you? Have you ever touched them? I don't know." Weirdness. I'm saying Erica's statement came out of Erica's statement came out of what she always been feeling. They just played her though. Yeah, Love and Hip Hop played her. If she did not behind the scenes agree, okay, let's do this. I know it's gonna be a lot of backlash, but I'll take it, right? Because a lot of publicity is gonna come from it and whatever. I'll take it. If that wasn't the deal behind the scenes, they played her because they could have protected her. They could have said, whoa, stop. We have an in-house issue here. Can't let this get out to the public. Erica, Spice, come here. Close the office door. Air this beef out. Erica, why you just called her that? I know you heated about her saying something about your child, but do you realize what you just said? And they could have had that discussion behind the scenes without any of us knowing about it, right? So they played her for sure. Unless she agreed that that's what needed to be done, she got played big time. And if you go back and look at the live when I first did it, that video is up now. Go back and look at the live when I first did it. I said exactly this. Either they're trying to get rid of her and they're trying to figure out a way to get rid of her for this season, next season, whatever. And this is the way to do it and score points with ratings at the same time. It's controversial. We are all easily triggered, especially when it comes to stuff like this, right? Right. Put aside the Erica and Spice beef. Love and Hip Hop needs to be canceled. That show paints black people in a bad light. That's why I don't watch them kind of shows. Somebody put up a video the other day. It was a reel. It was on Instagram, a reel. And it says, do you remember TV in the 80s? I grew up from that time. I come from that time, right? Do you remember TV in the 80s? And it showed all the black shows from the 80s into the 90s. And all of those shows were uplifting, educational, respectful. Mommy and daddy was in the house. They were working hard, trying to keep the family together. You know, family shows, clean shows. That's all we had on TV. Yeah. And then everything changed. And it changed to big eyelashes, straight weave, body getting done up, skimpily dressed, throwing drinks in each other's face, acting all ratchet. So, but I guess there's a market for it, or social conditioning. I don't know. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning. Yes, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, to call him tonight because the first me was you do a late night.
Yes, man. Yeah, because tomorrow I'm not gonna be live, so I figure I'll do the show tonight, and who missed it tonight can see it tomorrow.
Cool. You make a good point about. I like when you bring up the real, and you make a good point about the shows in the 80s coming up.
Yeah.
And you look at Bill Cosby and many of these like black actors that are iconic in the African American community as well as the black community. Like a lot of those shows were family oriented. The kid grew up in a college, become successful, etc., etc. And honestly, so far I can't tell when last I've seen a show that radiates positivity, at least within the black community.
Within the black community. Yeah, within the black community.
It's not out there. But what the media does is that if it is out there, they don't push it to the forefront. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. But it's not out there. They stopped making shows for us that are uplifting and educational and family fun friendly. It's moved. Let me be honest with you. If you see a couple right now, it's probably like a mixed couple. Like you'll see the black woman with the white husband, and then they'll have mixed kids, or vice versa, black man with the white wife, and whatever. Maybe if Tyler Perry do something, you will see like black family being together and working through issues. But where the shows that used to be, daddy is in the house, he's hardworking. Oh, dad'll be home later for dinner. Mom's like, yeah, we got to get the dinner on the table for when dad gets here. How was school today, guys? And talk to the kids, get them settled in and all that. That positive outlook for us, they took that off TV.
Yeah, and
they took it off TV.
Whatever their motive is, for them it is important that they separate fathers from the children and from the mother as well. Like I'm saying, SouFlo.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're responsible for the divorce within the community, or they're responsible for somebody not taking care of the children. However, it all comes down to influence, SouFlo, and the more you push negativity, then this is what will eventually rub off on the people. And due to the fact that we don't have a lot of positivity to look up to, we don't have a lot of I don't want to say we don't have a lot of like leaders within the black community. I feel like they're there, but the community is misrepresented a lot of times. You know what I'm saying, SouFlo? And they're not pushing them to the forefront. And the prime example I use, SouFlo, when Joe Biden was running for office, right? The man talked to Cardi B. How can I disrespect that to the community, SouFlo?
When he was running for office, he talked to Cardi B.
Yeah. That's disrespectful to the community, But before you get that intellect and somebody who can reason and somebody who radiates positivity and somebody who is uplifting to the community, look at the derogatory music that this person puts out. And you know what I like about entertainers and celebrities, they're also responsible because they're of the notion that, we're not responsible for your children, we're not responsible for your thoughts and whatever. But at the end of the day, SouFlo, if it's not for teenagers and these people, celebrities will exist. At least majority of them.
But they know that, and then they live on the line, and on the line means they get to straddle the fence, right? So you can come out and be like this. I don't want to be anybody's role model. That's not my responsibility. I'm an entertainer. My job is to entertain, and I entertain adults. You need to police your children and make sure that your children are not getting into my content until they're adult age, right? So, and in one way, they have a point. But what you're talking about is the core of a person. Somebody who says, I know damn well that majority of my fans are kids, are young people. I know damn well that when I act like this, I'm influencing them to become like this, right? But I'm going to go pretend like I only entertain adults when they know that their stuff is being consumed by mostly kids and young people.
And I feel like a lot of times people don't play influence, and it comes to the point of me saying, when you look at reggae music and gospel music, right? Artists or people will tell you that how Bob Marley or whoever influenced them to become a Rasta, or influenced them to live an idle lifestyle, right? You get that influence from a Rastafarian, right? Or reggae artist. Gospel music. The songwriter or the gospel artist sing a song and say, pray to God and you go to church and whatever, But as soon as you circle to the negativity now about whatever. Man, I said, if I was artist, I go kill a man, people literally go kill a man in a SouFLo. But it does that influence in how people think and how people dumb down themselves and make decisions in moments. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And
SouFLo, let's go.
manners and respect here, bro. No,
right,
you're good. You're good. Manners.
All right, good.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, they're putting out what they're putting out, and people choose what they want to be influenced by. But if you've been conditioned to accept all the negative stuff, then that's what you're gonna tune into all the time. People are like, you have choices, but you don't really have choices, though. The truth is, you've been conditioned from an early age to like certain types of things. It goes with the music you've been listening to since you were young. Your mama was listening to that kind of music. Then you kept listening to that kind of music, and you beat that message in your head every day. And then your environment and the people in it, and that's what they like: ratchetness, madness, this kind of stuff. And that's what you find to be entertaining as well. So when you think, oh, we have choices, I could watch something uplifting and educational, you could, but you're not prone to go in that direction because you've been conditioned through media to be who you are now. So there's a big market now for that type of material. Yeah, that destructive type of material, self-destructive type of material, degrading type of material, just the stuff that don't make no sense. It's not progressive for us, but it's what trends at number one all the time, right? Just like I put the video up earlier that said Queen Africa wants Mad Out to be banned. Now, I watch a lot of the comments. Valiant song. Big up to Valiant. I don't like to box food out of anybody's mouth. Somebody said, SouFLo, why are you scared to say the song needs to be banned? And that a next person said, me think them pay you sometime in a SouFLo because you not say nothing bad when you need to say something bad about the song. No, I'm the kind of person that believes that art does not and should never be like censored, right? So give me art raw. That's art. However, when I did the reading of the lyrics of the song, yeah, Pierre Udina Baka throat and throat back get stabbed out, and that song about I'm mad me, I'm mad out. A lot of people said, yo, I just love the rhythm and I was dancing to it and never really paid attention to the words. But after you read them words, after you read those words out today, SouFLo, Jesus Christ, my 7-year-old knows that song word for word and always singing it, and I just never paid attention. Every time it come on, him just sing it all the way through. Now you know what he's saying. Right. I'm mad me, I'm mad out. Y'all I get fucked and I run out of the mad house. Yeah. But it goes deeper, right? Because so Queen Africa said the song needs to be banned, but they're beating the daylights out of Queen Africa for saying that. Why? Because that's what they have been conditioned to like now. So now you step in and talk about, yo, them song yeah, need to come off of the ear and your ear, somebody shout out from the back and fling one shoes after you. Move your all song and sit down. A new time now. New people thing now. You have to sight the shoes and say, okay. I take myself away and go sit down over here, so because I guess that's trending now. Yeah. When since did we need to put I'm trying to figure out a way to say it to you, not too graphic. A late night, man. When since did we need to put hood in the back of throat in our song? Where's the necessity of putting that into a song? I'm gonna tell you something about Jamaica, right? Jamaica is a place like this. Every which part you got music a play. Okay, you walking down the street, you walk through the market, speakers string up out there, music is playing everywhere, right? So what she's talking about is the kids being around. You jump in a public transportation, taxi or van or whatever, music I play. We're just always playing music. But if it's banned, it won't be played in that space, right? I believe that everything has its space. And songs like those need to be played in their proper spaces. Because let's be for real, half of these people who do this, they don't want their own kids going around repeating that. If me as an artist I sing about hood in her back a girl throat and she and her throat must deep and all these things, you think I'm gonna feel like I accomplished something as a dad when my 8-year-old daughter starts repeating those words and talking about hood in her back a throat? Exactly. So you put it out there for everybody else, little kid, to learn the words to it and be influenced by it, and then you protect your own kid from it. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. And we can't protect the kids from it if it's played everywhere out in an open space. Pick me a walk, go to school, them hear it. I'm at me, I'm at out. Them a come home from school, them hear it. I'm at me, I'm at out. Yeah. Big up to Valiant. Me not say nothing bad about your song. The song bad, honestly. And I like the song, honestly. Do I want my kids singing that song? Oh, hell no. I don't want my kids learning any of those words. Cardi B says she doesn't want to make that kind of music anymore, too. Says Sima Israel. Cardi is going to make where the money is. She'll try to drop something conscious and she'll realize record sales went way down and the record company will call her in and be like, hey, you know, we didn't do good. The numbers are really, really low. And she'll be like, hold up, I'll be right back. Some wet ass pussy, whoop, right up the charts again. That, hey, Jay-Z said it, man. He said, truthfully, I wanted to rhyme like Common Sense. If you listen to Common rhyming back in the day, Common like when he was, especially when he was with Erykah Badu, right? Truthfully, I wanted to rhyme like Common Sense, but I made 8 mil. I ain't rhymed like Common Sense. You go where the money is. Yeah, she's gonna try to do some wholesome stuff. You know, I think it's time that we change up and do something for the kids. You know, I'm getting older. I need to change up my image or whatever. They're gonna say, okay, go ahead, Cardi. You got millions. Do what you do. Let's see if it sells. And she's gonna do some clap your tiny hands, and it's gonna go wood, not platinum, wood. And when it goes wood, they're gonna call her in like, hey, the private jets ain't lifting off. Yeah, the shows ain't booked up. I'm saying we were riding with you with this change, but this change ain't making change. You know what I'm saying? This change ain't making. We got to make some change, man. And we ain't talking about social changes. I'm talking about dollars and cents change. Okay, give me a minute. Be right back. I ride that dick, crash that dick in my little garage. Yeah, crash that Big Mac truck in my tiny little garage or some. Those are okay. Those are okay. I'm on the radio the other day. I heard Nicki Minaj, and my daughter is in the car, and this song comes on, doom 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 something something, and then me hear, I could slip it, I could slide it, I could it inside it, and I could something and ride it and suck it and ride it and something. I was like, whoa, this is the radio, like the commercial radio. I started looking at my daughter like, you better not know the words to this song. You better not know the damn words to this song. She's like, what? Like, slip it on, slide it on, lick it on, ride it on, slip it inside and all these kind of things. Yo. It is what it is. Live on the air with SouFLo.
Hey, SouFLo.
Yeah, fam, what going?
Good evening. I really love your show. You're doing a great job as usual.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I just sent you a message on your WhatsApp.
Okay.
And I'll read it for your audience.
Okay, go ahead.
Just to get to the meat of the matter. Because what you've been talking about for years is a method to this madness. I'm a Jamaican. Hablo español, spreche Deutsch, parle Francais. So what I said with this is, we live with that kind of people over the years. Right. And I have this information, I really want to share it fast.
Right.
It was written by Lord Macaulay, and he was a British lord. He was sent to Africa on a reconnaissance tour. And this is what he wrote. This is an excerpt from what he said to Parliament. And this was in the year 1835. It was on the 2nd of February.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I have traveled across the length and breadth of Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and he said, I've not yet seen one beggar. Can you imagine that? One person who is a beggar, who is a thief. He said, such a, it's an old article, such wealth I've seen in this country, such high moral value, people of such caliber, that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is their spiritual, cultural heritage and their old educational system. And I propose that we replace her old and ancient education system, her culture, for if Africans think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation. As a military man, we're speaking on psychological, military, and financial terms, all of the terms. And I just want to throw that into the mix, that we realize that this Hispanic thing, it's a lot more than that. The Moors conquered Portugal and Spain, the Iberian Peninsula. So that hate for Black people is coming way, way back, way, way back. I want to leave a line for the rest of the people out there, but I just want to throw that in the mix, that we realize that this is not something from yesterday.
Right.
It's instilled.
It's instilled.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Love it, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing.
Respect, my brother.
Same to you, back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What you were saying is that it was embedded. It's engraved in them, and it's been that way. And if you study our history, you'll know, right? But how quickly we forget. I really want to move on from the Erica Mena topic, though, because we have two more topics to talk about. Medikk, that's one that we could get into right now. I have no dog in that fight. Shout out to Erica. Shout out to Spice. For all I know, they're friends behind the scenes. You know, they collect their checks and they live in a bubble and they go laugh and talk with each other. Kind of like the politician them. JLP this, PMP that, and they get on two grand stages and they roar at each other. And then when we not looking, their kids go to the same private schools. They themselves rub elbows in the same circle. Hey, Johnny, how you doing this weekend? Yeah, you firing up the grill? Okay, I'm coming over with the family. Yeah, Marcia and Simone can hang out while me and you burn two big cigars by the pool and talk about how we run the country and that kind of stuff. And we don't know that them good behind the scenes. So I'm not taking none of this to heart. The outside conversation is what I wanted to have, and we did that, right? So let's see how that goes with love and hip hop. But I will say this, closing off this segment, I realized though, me and Shakira was talking about this, and I realized that she said, Black women are their worst enemy. And I said, yeah, Black men too. And I realized that a lot of Black women have never been nice to other Black women. And I said, yeah, but Black men have never been nice to each other either. Like, it's a Black thing. Of course, we have those that are. This is not a general statement encompassing everybody. Some people are excluded, right? But for the majority part, it's like Black people don't really love each other. So it's easy to look at Erica Mena and say, I'm siding with Erica. I'm siding with Erica because that's how I want to be. I want to be light-skinned. I want to be have that body. I want to, whatever she did to get the body, they don't care. They just want to have the body, right? I want to look like her. She is prettier than Spice. That's what pretty is for me. Why you think I put on all this makeup and my lashes out here, and I make sure that you never see my regular hair or my normal God-given hair? You see my weave that look like Erica's weave and all that. Why do you think all that happens? And that's why they end up siding with her, if instead of just stripping it all back and saying, yo, that's a statement that should have never been said. Period. Don't turn it into no Jamaican versus Black American. Don't turn it into no, I think she wasn't trying to be racist. Maybe she actually looks like a monkey to her for real. Like really? Don't turn it into none of that. Just face it for what it is. We some self-hating people sometimes. And we will side against those that are against. We will side with those that are against us all the time. We do it all the time. Yeah. So that part. Exactly. Simas Israel. It was foul. Period. End. All right. Moving right along. Medikk. This young lady has been missing for a while, right? For those of you who are in Jamaica, cause we know some Medikk never fly out, but or so we think. But for those of you who are in Jamaica, Medikk is a female dancehall artist. I went and listened to her music, and if you look at the video that I put up about her being missing, the first video I put up about her being missing, I think it has like 60 something thousand views right now from a few days ago, which this is exactly what I wanted it to do. I wanted people to be aware of her situation, right? But I went to listen to her music, and her music is actually good. Like, she's really talented. Wifey will tell you, I don't listen to too many female artists. I'm talking about not like reggae singers, but those new female artists that are out now. I don't listen to them because they all sound the same and they all look the same. I'll be sitting at home wondering, you have a good voice. You can actually really sing. Why do you sing in a G string? You know, and I can't help but to, and then it's not like it's one person. I watched a stage show recently from Jamaica, and pretty much every female performer had her whole ass out when she came out. And I was like, is this a prerequisite now? Like, you go to them and you're like, look, I can sing. Hi, and they're like, yeah, but turn around and show your body. And you're like, but I could sing though. I could really sing. And they're like, yeah, man, we know you can't sing. It sounds good, but put on a G string here. And you're like, what did G string have to do with my voice? Me make music. I want to make music. So I just have this weird outlook on. Anyhow, so I don't really follow the female artists them like that, except for those who are probably already established, the Tiffas, the Spice too, and those kind of artists. But the new ones, them that's coming, is the same thing and even worse. Anyhow, Medikk went and listened to her music, and she's very talented. And her music was good. It was clean. Not clean as in the verbiage for every song. Words are always clean. Clean as in the production levels. She was working with big name people within the industry, right? I'm surprised I didn't know about her before. $500,000 is now the reward for information leading to Medikk's return, says her mother. Her mother, Millicent McCurdy, the mother of missing entertainer Medikk, she has put up a $500,000, which is a $500,000 reward, leading to the return of her daughter, whose real name is Stephanie Williams, who has been missing for over 10 days. You know what I say already. You in Jamaica, you missing for more than 2-3 days, things don't look good. Woman go man yard and come back later, but 10 years gone and counting. And then the story that's starting to surface, I think I know Shakira put up a video. I didn't have the clip, she did. But apparently, this guy professing to be the friend of Medikk's road manager / boyfriend, this is supposed to be his friend, right? He did a video saying, he probably would think that they him kill her, and I warned her before. And going through her mom's words as well, I sensed that there was issues in her relationship and she was scared. I just feel like the mother know more than even the mom is saying, and I don't know if it's because it's a man with big connections that can get your dash if him want to, so you better shut your mouth or something like that. Jamaica is under a lot of fear. People know stuff and can't talk, right? We said talk and live, walk and live, talk and bumbuckler dead. Yeah, it's always in effect. And sometimes you just can't say nothing, even though you know. It must be painful to lose your child, though, and know who has something to do with it, but them just heavy like that, where you can't touch them and you can't really say what you know, kind of thing. Are you next enough? But it goes like that for real. So check this out real quick. Millicent McCurdy, The mother of missing entertainer Medikk has put up a $500,000 reward for information leading to the return of her daughter, Stephanie Williams, who has been missing for over 10 days. At this point, I believe it's been over 12 days now. Even 10 days after, nothing is happening. She said the police are dragging their feet. They're calling me to ask if I hear anything. I am not the investigator. According to the police, the 29-year-old Williams, who is Medikk, she was last seen wearing a black blouse, black tights, and a pair of black shoes. She was dressed in all black. She's of brown complexion, slim built, and is about 5'7" tall. I saw her. She ain't slim unless she slimmed down at the time she went missing. She thick. So anyone with information on her whereabouts is urged to please call 311 if you're on the island. If the information leads to her safe return, then they will have access to the $500,000 to try to help. If you know, if you can say something. McCurdy, which is the mom, or McCurdy, a successful entrepreneur and a stout Christian. That's the mother, right? She believes that the police should be moving with more speed and purpose in the matter finding her daughter. This is one of the first things we asked. She went missing. Are y'all going to her phone company provider trying to figure out if there's any action going on with her phone? Is anybody using her phone from some other location? Where did the phone ping off a what tower? When was the last time the phone was used and all that? You see, in the Donnelly Donaldson case, that's one of the piece of evidence that they have against Noel Maitland. When Donnelly's phone died, fell off the grid, suddenly stopped working, guess whose phone was there? This is the point where the investigators are saying her phone was damaged purposely at this moment. Oh shit, me have our phone. Then probably I track it. Mash up the phone, mash up the phone. The phone died right there. But guess what? His phone was pinging, and his phone puts him right there with her phone sliding off grid right there. So how come they're not doing all that? They haven't gone to her phone provider and say, hey, help us out, man. Let's see where the phone, track the phone or nothing. But that's what kind of investigation is that? But I've been told that him have some heavy links. I don't know if it's true. I don't want him to be watching this and be like, oh, what kind of heavy links that boy I talk about say me have? We don't know where the girl there. But I've been told that he has some heavy links, right? So the investigation is moving rather slowly. The police are saying, this is her mom. Her mom said, the police are saying I must come to Kingston again. I must come as fast as I can. But to do what? They have all the information. The police are not working as fast as they should. Her phone is not giving out any signals. Why haven't they contacted the telecoms, the carriers? Especially with a crime like this, I know the carrier would want to assist them, but why is nothing happening? Her mom is asking. McCurdy said that she raised her 3 daughters in church, and she revealed that while growing up, Medikk, who is missing, she actually wanted to be a nurse. Hence the play on her artist name, Medikk, Medikk versus Medic. Medikk, she wanted to be a nurse, medicine, that kind of stuff. The worried mother said that her daughter's story is a cautionary tale to all you young ladies out there with aspirations in a cold, secular world. Meaning, there are a lot of wolves out here. Yeah, I shoot film. I have a whole studio at the house. Yeah, I could turn you into a model. I have connections. I could be a road manager, your boss, your this, your that. Young girls fall in, only to be pimped, hold out, never be seen again. You know, all kinds of stuff happened to them. She wanted to be a nurse. She wanted to be an interior decorator. I worked without a father to send my daughters to college. As a matter of fact, Stephanie had a cosmetic business. She's talking about her daughter. She said she also had a cosmetic business and she was an entrepreneur. I don't grow them out there like that. My daughters weren't wild. She said that Medikk's father, she wasn't no single mother who carelessly had children. The father for her children, he met in an accident and he died and left her with the 3 children. And she raised her 3 daughters alone. No new man never come in or nothing. She raised her 3 daughters them alone. I can tell you about hunger and sufferation. I work any job I can find to help to send them through college. They grew up in the church, actually. Medikk, who's missing, Stephanie, she didn't have to do this. She didn't have to do this dancehall something here where she did that do. She grew up in the church. Sunday, she called me and she said, Mommy, I can't go further in this relationship. This is right before she went missing. I can't go any further in this relationship. I said, Stephanie, you need to let go from where you are at now. You need to return to Christ. Lego from round the spot there. Left it. For those of you who don't know what Lego from also mean, it mean leave. But you know how we talk already, right? Right. So mommy I tell her, I said, Lego from round there, so which part you there? Lego off of everything, Lego the relationship. She's calling her mom to tell her, Mommy, I can't go any further in this relationship. Stephanie, you need to Lego from round where you're at now, and you need to return to Christ. Only the mercy of God will save you, is what the mom said. Some of her last words were to her daughter. McCurdy, which is the mommy, said that she wanted her daughters left, right. She warned them left, right, and center, especially after she went and did plastic surgeries to enhance her body, her physical attributes, so that she could compete with other women in that shallow world of entertainment. Her mom took that seriously. Sometimes she upset with me, but I still push. I still fight with them, she said, her voice breaking into a rain of frightened, anguished tears. The world needs to help me look for this little girl. She didn't deserve this. McCurdy said that she suspected that a shadow of danger was creeping over her daughter's life, and she urged her to return to the arms of God. Where you are live, where you are deal with, yasso, this missy trouble come. Then she went on to say, I serve an awesome God. I see where he has taken me from and what he's doing in my life. I said, Stephanie, go back to God because I'm seeing danger in your life. She was warning the young lady to heed the advice of her parent and be careful of the relationship that has become possessive. I'm reading between the lines. Mommy, I can't go any further in this relationship. She know more than what she is saying, why she was telling her Lego from round there, and you need to go back to God and all these things. This is what I'm getting. And then you're telling her about getting out of or being careful of this relationship that has become possessive. I am warning young girls to listen to their mothers and need your help, Jesus. God is real. However, whosoever has Stephanie out there, you need to release her because God is on the job. This is the wrong child that you touch, she said. I pray, mighty God, that your divine angels, God, will visit that location. Mighty God, I pray that you will put a fire in the enemy camp, that you will confuse them. My help cometh from you. I trust in the name of Jesus. All right. My church people are going to hate me after this when I say this, but I don't want to be pessimistic when I say this, but let me say this. A whole heap of praying, Mr. Guan. A whole heap in the mighty name of Jesus, Mr. Guan. A whole heap bring her home now, Lord. I trust in you now, Jesus Guan. I've watched them over the years, and not one of them come back. Yeah, Audrey, right. It make her feel better, but you hear what me I said though? All of them, me see did a prayer, not one of them come back. The story end bad all the time. So, believe, kill, and believe cure. If it makes you feel good, then do it. If she said this, she probably a customer card. That's what church people do, you know. You're not allowed to ask any questions. How dare you question the Almighty God? Just believe what you're told. But we're not discuss religion right now. I'm saying her daughter's situation is real. And I don't think that this Jesus is going to help in this situation. I think this is going to turn out pretty bad. Pretty bad. This gone bad already. I just feel it. I have a feeling about it that it gone bad. It gone way bad. That's her. Okay? So for those of you, I put the picture up. I want you to see her face. I don't want to be rude and disrespectful. May I talk about her because I want her to be present in people's minds so she's not forgotten. We are desensitized to these things happening. So by tomorrow morning, we'll all forget about her being missing and we'll go on to another hot story, right? The mother will continue to hurt. The mother will continue to pray and really believe that God is going to do something and work a miracle and all these things. And then she'll be heartbroken when worse come to worse. Yes, Captain J, she look good, man, but here what? My sisters, them put on them weave and them makeup and them this and them that. You know, sir, if a kidnapper have she 12 days, 13, 14 days, 2 weeks, the makeup gone, the weave gone, the lash them come off. You know, with a walk past her and don't know, say she, you know. Who would walk past her and don't know is her. So I don't really know if this picture help unless I'm going to see her out there looking like this. Because sisters don't look the same when they're not made up. They don't. And let's be honest. A lot of them like to tell themselves, say, of course I look the same. And they know damn well they don't. A comedian made a joke one time and he was like, what y'all gonna do? How we gonna find you if you go missing? You got all that hair on your head. You got all them long ass eyelashes. You got all that makeup on your face. You just look like a totally different person. Yeah, you look good, but y'all do your ID pictures like that. All the pictures you put out on social media, like nobody knows how you really, really look. So if a kidnapper has you, he could have you parading you in front of everybody and nobody would know it's you. So I'm just saying that to have people conscious that you're not going to see this. If she's out there somewhere and you actually see her, she's not going to be face fully beat, hair laid, big people, baby hair, panda forehead, all these things are the new trend that big people, baby hair. Not even the baby them can't have them here. Big people take on the baby them here, but neither here nor there. I take serious thing, make joke. Listen, oi, she ain't gonna look like that. She gonna look like this. She's not gonna look like this. I hope this young lady is found. I hope she's brought back home. I hope she's there somewhere where them have her hostage, and you know that's the kind of turnout. Or I hope she ran away. I hope she disappeared. I hope she ran away because she was scared of somebody or something, and eventually she showed up back. But in my heart of hearts, in my spirit, the first time I heard the story, I took one look at it and I was like, damn, she gone. And I don't know why I felt that. But as more and more come out, I'm like, yeah, it's looking more like she's gone. Horrible way to lose a family member that you really care about or is close to, especially your child, right? You don't have no closure, I know. Like Donnelly Donaldson's mom. Right now, she just a beg for the body. Just tell me what she did, if it's even a piece of her. That's what she said. If it's even a piece of her. We just want some closure. Can't go bury it, run a back there, so put one grave on it, go around there. You know, we stay already, go around there, go talk to it every now and then. Our graveside. But some kind of closure. It will haunt her to know what happened to her daughter. I'll tell you this fun fact before I move on to the last topic for the night. I was watching a human trafficking video, and the human trafficking ring led to Germany in a whorehouse. Now in I forgot what, Frankfurt. In Frankfurt, Germany, they have this tall building, and the tall building, different floors have different women in it. So you go up to floor 2, that's where all the African women at. I don't want no African women today. I'm gonna look for a Spanish girl. You go up to floor 3, they have Hispanics from different Hispanic nations. You go up to a 4th floor, you'll have local Germans. You go up to floor 5, and a one big building, you know, different floors, different nationalities, different flavors. Inside this building was a Jamaican girl, and she told her story because the man was like, I find your story very interesting because I just came from Jamaica. And I'm trying to figure out how you ended up all the way in Germany. In Germany, them have our, you know, yes, SouFlo, I see you've been there too. Here, Captain J. Yo, Captain J, may have some story, you know, but save them for another day. Save them for another day. Cause you know, me I try to keep my house peaceful on these things. But anyhow, and I'm not saying I've been there, I'm just saying we have stories. But yeah, the Jamaican girl was in there, all the way in Germany. And when she tell her story about how she ended up, kidnap her, a Jamaican man kidnapped her in Jamaica, sold her to somebody who took her to Haiti first, then them went to somewhere else. And she said each stop she had to work. She had to work in prostitution, and she had to work dancing and stripping and these kind of things. They make some money off her, then move her to our next place. And she's been moved from one country to our next country till them even get papers and fly her to Germany. I was like, damn. And that's how she ended up in Germany. And she hasn't been back to Jamaica in how many years? So the man asked her if she don't miss her family, if she wants to go home. She said at this point, she's ashamed. She's ashamed because the people that kidnapped her made sure throughout the whole journey, they kept her on drugs. They fed her heroin intravenously and then got her used to it. Lock her up. She couldn't leave, and pumped her with heroin every day. She said one time she got away once and she went back to them because she got away. And I don't know if you ever been dope sick or your heroin run out on your system. She was like, she had to go back to find them. She had everything in her mind to escape, and she got out of a basement. I think it was in New York. She even come on New York. So how she end up at Germany. So when you see these women go missing, I'm telling you, like, anything is possible. She could have done anywhere. When you listen to this young Jamaican woman, well, she's not young no more, but when you listen to her, and she's ashamed to go back to Jamaica. She don't want to be seen like that. She don't want her family to see her like that. She's like, what am I going to tell my family? What am I going to tell them, that I've been whoring and I'm hooked on drugs? I'm a prostitute? That's not going to sit well with my family if you know Jamaicans how they are. Because she come from good family. But it started with her being kidnapped and sold in Jamaica. Very real. Very, very real. And I'm sure there are more stories out there like that. So now take a look at Medikk. I hope her family get closure from this. And again, there's a $500,000 reward out now for anybody who knows her whereabouts and can help to lead to her location or to finding her. All right. If you're not motivated by wanting to help and you know something, at least be motivated by the money and go get your $500,000 and tell something, right? SouFlo and I was there. Captain J, yeah, try to draw me into some things. I'm not going out with you. Yeah, because when you comfortable gone in your bed, I'll be figure one in my house. Me good. I got to choose how I tell my stories. Speaking in tongues. Speaking in tongues. That's our last one for the night. Is speaking in tongues real? Somebody will fling a Bible after me, I know. Ja. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. How you doing?
Hi, SouFLo. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing?
Good. No, I was just listening to the story you were sharing. And the live tonight, and not to go back to the whole Erica Mena thing, but I guess I just didn't really take it too much to heart, because I look how we treat each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we treat each other like literal garbage you throw in the dumpster. Literal, regular. The rest of the world can't see it. It's not a secret. Everybody can see, so we treat each other. We don't see no other group of people treat them one another the way we treat our one another.
And then we get offended when anybody treats us anyway.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, we're so schizophrenic. At one point, we treat each other like garbage. Then we act like garbage, right? Skin out this, skin out that. What do you not throw? Act like garbage, treat each other like garbage, then get offended when people say, well, it's garbage. Well, 1 + 1 = 2. So if we don't like the equation, we have to change the formula, right? And until that happens, I just bypass it. We can't feign righteous when we are called certain names and our behavior is completely through and through unrighteous, and we defend being unrighteous on a regular basis, and then play victim when people call us names.
Facts.
You cannot have it both ways. You got to choose a side and stick with it.
Yeah, can't go around that.
Choose a side.
That's facts.
You understand?
Yeah.
So
true.
even like how this girl, look how every 5 minutes you hear a young girl in Jamaica get killed. For a little island so small to have such a high murder rate of their own women. We treat each other like garbage.
True.
So I don't even have nothing to say when nobody say blue monkey, yellow monkey, red. I have no words because my own people have removed the possibility of me to even defend us, to even get offended. I can't even say nothing because I have to turn back to how we treat each other. Anybody can say anything. Just on a regular. So that's all I want to say. It's just like, what can I say? Look at the story you just tell. Look at the Medikk. Look at the young girl who is our own black man. Go sell her off.
Yeah.
It's not a tourist come and do it.
Yeah.
It's our own who she would trust. Come and sell her off. That means if slavery start back today, can you imagine how much black people would have sold them one another for a few dollars, especially Jamaican in particular, who love money more than them love themselves.
True.
The whole of Jamaica would have empty. They could have sold them one another for KFC, bag, shoes, clocks. The whole of Jamaica would have empty.
Trinkets.
Them own brother and sister would have gone.
That's
Them
deep.
own auntie or uncle would have gone.
True.
You understand?
True.
So, I mean, I just don't have no words. I have nothing left to say. That's it.
Thank you.
That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, a moment of consciousness, you know. That's true. I said it earlier. We are our worst enemy, you know. We are our worst enemy. There's no other way to say it. You can look online and see it. When I seen the things that they were saying, but we're not going to revisit that. We're speeding ahead. Live on the air with SouFLo. Hello? You live on the air, man. Talk up now. I'm always a whisper, you know, like in my hide.
Yeah, when I saw her, you want to look at that picture now of Medikk. I'm like, she gone. Something, I don't know about anybody else, but something to me about certain pictures of people. Even when they go missing, I look at it and I just feel something that this person is either nearby to be discovered or the worst has happened or something like that.
Hold on. Captain J, big up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Somebody said, please, ladies, when you getting your face beat and do your weave and all that stuff, take some pictures of how you look without all this stuff. Post them somewhere or keep them somewhere. Because I'm telling you right now that if she gets stripped down from all this, she's gonna walk right past us and we won't know it's her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, she could be somewhere walking up and down. Maybe she already escaped and she's somewhere walking up and down, asking for help, and they don't even know who she is.
Exactly.
They don't even know what she looks like. But this would have been a great time. The first time I saw this story, when he made that video a few days ago, I was at work and I was like, this would have been a great time for a pact between all Caribbean countries in the region against drug trafficking, against human trafficking. This would have been a great time for a international cooperative agreement between all countries in the region and even countries in Europe against stuff like this. This would have been a great time for security sharing between Caribbean countries. And with the CCTV plan that we've been calling for how long, using that data and saying to Barbados, did you see this person? Saying to Bahamas, did you see this person? Saying to Cuba, have you seen this person? Saying to Colombia, Venezuela, all these countries that we know have
a network, like a safety network. Yeah.
And these are hotspots for this kind of stuff. Yes. Colombia, Mexico, Venezuela, Brazil.
The Jamaican girl that was in that I'm talking about, that was in Germany in the whorehouse. She went through all those places, and she said she had to strip and she had to do prostitution work, and it was by force.
Yeah.
Before she even made it into the US, and then she went from the US to Germany.
Yeah, but the money the traffickers get, and most of the traffickers are Hispanic. The money they get is need to be given back to the main cartel first, and then somehow ship her from the center point that they have of their operation to wherever the new buyer is for her. So we would have had a great opportunity to find people like Medikk if we had these systems in place. This is what we should be pushing for if we want to protect our women and our children. If we failed on our front end to find her here, this would have been a great back plan B to say, okay, but we have this
net, and we can search further out.
Yeah, like America, even though the neighbors didn't see her leave, whatever, police can go back and say, okay, we went through this footage, we went through the phone ping here. We went, okay, there's no phone. Okay, well, we found pictures of her 5 miles away in Idaho.
Right.
It's a great backup
to
find you when you go missing.
Right.
So it's like, it's sad, but I think she's gone. I think that maybe somebody close to her probably betrayed her. I don't know if it's trafficking.
She's her sister was the last person she spoke to, and her sister said she told her she's getting dressed to go to a video shoot, which her road manager called her and told her to get ready for. That's what she told her sister.
When's the last time the manager's been seen?
Hear them say he's his page is active. He doesn't post anything of himself. He's a no face kind of person. Doesn't post anything of himself.
Suspect number one.
Yeah, and the mother said he's not. None of them are speaking to her. They're not saying anything to her. You're the road manager. Suspect number one. Thank you. I'm not officer no more. So that's where my thing is at. And I don't want to accuse anybody of something they didn't do, but you would definitely be my number one suspect, because she told her sister that you told her to get ready. Just the same thing with Donnelly. Donnelly's boyfriend, Noel Maitland, whoever it was to her, called and told her to get ready, right? To come get her, right? And the mom said she wished she had put her foot down and said, don't go. But she big and she gotta do her thing, so she just only hope she came back. But he was the one that said, just like this, him call and tell her, get ready. And that was it. Walk out, don't come back. So the backstory or the rumors or the alleged story behind all that is that she was cheating on him and she wasn't happy in our relationship, and him probably dash her away because he was possessive. And one of those I can't have you no one else will kind of thing. I'm invest nothing in you and these kind of things. That's what's bubbling out there. We'll see if that comes to fruition, like more or what. Wish them all the best, man.
As it pertains to,
you there? Oh, I don't know if I'm hang up. All right, last one for the night now. How we have to go out with bed now, even though I'm not gonna be live in the morning. Those who didn't see it can watch it. Is speaking in tongues real? Talk to me. Talk to me nice. Is speaking in tongues real? When I take the little advice, I'm gonna take some picture, take off the whole on the wig weave and all them something there, and take some picture with yourself how you actually really look. Here is a good piece of advice that somebody just gave in the comment section. Is speaking in tongues real? Mr. Article Dan says no. They call it the heavenly language. Let me make this young man finish up what did I say? Did you stop? Are you there? Hello?
Yeah.
All right, talk to Winner. Wrap it up for me because we are going to...
So, there is, in terms of the Christians who might come in, it's in the Bible, but it's not.
Wait there, you talk to me about tongues. Is tongues real? Speaking in tongues real?
I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. I think, what I think? I believe in a bit more scientific explanation that you are emotional in the moment and you're so emotional for whatever you're thinking about or speaking about, that even though and people have been prompted to say certain stuff.
Yeah, me lick. All right, listen, me lick my toe already. Me not cut you off, but me lick my toe already. You ever lick your toe up on like the side of the bed or something like that? Me lick my toe already, and because the babies were in the room, and me never did want to curse some clot and something and drop some F-bomb. Cause me think me toe did broke. Me speak in tongues. I spoke in tongues. So me I say, is it like I wasn't consumed by the Holy Spirit and these kind of things? Me lick me toe, and instead of saying effing, you just reel off some tongues. Me not even didn't know where it come from.
I think it's just based off of what. In that instance, I just think he just wanted to burst out something random. It's not, as I said, it's not curse. My brain just decided to just chop up words.
Them used to frighten me at church, man.
But I didn't see that church because I'm Adventist, so he would say that stuff. But
Adventists don't do it. They don't condone it. They don't permit it.
No. We explain it. That's what I'm saying.
And I know the Catholic Church does not condone it or permit it either. So I like some Pentecostal /
You have an aunt who, when I was a child, went to her church, and I was shocked because I say, as you say, I understand Adventist and Catholic. When I went to her church, I was shocked because I just saw people shaking and stuff. It frightened me.
Fling on themselves and roll and whole heap of head action.
Screaming and praying, and I was like, what is this?
All right.
When you read the Bible itself, you see that there is a section in it that says that after Jesus left and everything, when they're having a meeting in an upper room, and they had the day of Pentecost, people were talking and speaking in tongues, getting the Holy Spirit. But when you read something and translate the word that says tongues into English, and look at the context that the word is used throughout the Bible, it's not a special word. The word tongues means language. They were not speaking in an angelic language. They were speaking to each other because these people were from different countries. These are people that were from Judah, people from Greece, people from Rome. These are people from different countries coming together in one room, getting the Holy Spirit, talking to each other. Even though I speak Greek, somehow through the Holy Spirit, I'm speaking to you in Hebrew. It's like somebody speaks Spanish, they don't know any English, but somehow because they're worshiping God and trying to talk to you.
It
So the
just
Holy Spirit speak to you. You
so,
hear English.
suddenly me just start speak Spanish.
Yeah. That's how even the disciples, when they go out into different countries, they don't know other languages.
So how come them them not okay, so that was an ancient thing.
Yeah.
Oh, because
still,
whenever
to
hear
me,
nobody be like, "Como te llamo, mami?"
Exactly.
Dame nombre. Telefono.
And that's the thing. When you read these kind of stories, they said that these guys had special abilities to have certain stuff because they, I guess, had more faith or something like that. But I don't know. The reason I don't touch this stuff is because this is not necessary for salvation. This is one of the things I think we Christians talk about a bit too much, and they don't focus on other stuff too much. Other stuff less. This isn't necessary. This is just some extra stuff to me. I don't think it's
my thing about it is nobody can ever translate. You see, if somebody was to translate it to me, then I would know that there is, okay, I get some divine language transmitted through you, and an interpreter is put in place. But there's usually no interpretation. Just one woman in the church ball out, "Glory!" and then everybody is, "Hi, shabba, ba, 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 ba," and then the next one.
That is pastor who was doing all of this stuff. Yeah. And that preacher who didn't believe in it, he went to the church, recorded him, listened to the whole sermon of everybody shaking up and speaking in tongues, went back, and a bunch of linguists came together, language experts came together, tried to decipher it, and they found that one of the preachers knew a different language and was speaking in a different language, was speaking in, I think it was like Hebrew or Greek. Nobody else knew it, so they didn't even know what it was saying. But he made it seem as though it was, but it wasn't. It was a whole
he was
different.
Really
it was
actually speaking
language.
a different language.
Exactly. So some of these preachers know Latin, they know Greek, they know some sort of Aramaic. Some of them studied the Hebrew languages in college. They come here and say, "Oh, the Holy Spirit is willing and speaking." They're saying something actually, but it's actually means in something. Specific, special language. So to summarize, to me, it's not real. It don't exist. You just emotional in the moment, feel a special connection to God and saying something in your emotions that don't make no sense. But I guess the spirit know what you're saying, but nobody's know what you're saying because it don't make no sense. So,
all right. Thank you for your input. Good one. All right. Don't bother with it, somebody said, Beyond Me says this man always call and know everything. After only now call. Nobody bash the man because my call, man. Live on the air with SouFLo.
Hi, SouFLo. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for calling.
I was trying to call earlier. I know you're off the Medikk thing, but I just wanted to add something that I observed or I heard when I was listening to I guess there's the guy from Nationwide. I forgot his name. He did the interview with the mom, and the daughter was talking, and he was asking if they had met the sister's boyfriend, Medikk's boyfriend, and they said they haven't met him. I guess she was talking to him since last year, but then he was asking, did he contact the family to find out, what's going on or whatever? And the daughter said, no, he didn't. The only time he called was to find out if, I guess, the police had like a video or something of who picked her up. And I found that kind of suspicious because then I thought about Noah Maitland and the whole security footage that he wanted from the neighbor. You remember that? And I just wanted to add that. I don't know if you heard the interview or whatnot, but that part just stood out to me. Like, why? That's the only thing he called to ask, if the police had a video or if they had a video of whoever picked her up or whatnot. Because according to him, he's saying that the video shoot wasn't on Thursday, it was on Friday. So there's two different ways to look at it. It's like, okay, he wants to know which video shoot you went on. And if we're gonna take it from his side, it's like, okay, what we tell ourselves video shoot is on Friday, which part you go on Thursday. the police them have video of who pick her up, because now he wants to know where she go. If we're looking at it at that angle,
right.
And then the other angle, if we're gonna look at him as a suspect, would be what does the police have, so he can cover his tracks if he's involved. Kind of like what Noel was doing with the whole neighbor with the video and the story he told about promotion, and him want the video erased and all that.
Because if
stuff.
them see him
So I
smoking
just wanted
ganja.
to give you that information.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Live on the air with SouFlo.
SouFlo on good night, SouFlo.
Good night, family. How you doing?
Not too good. Just hanging in.
Not too
And
good.
listen, on one of the bloggers, the young lady, Medikk, her mother. Can you hear me?
Medikk. The young lady that's missing. Medikk.
Yes, and one of the bloggers have it on that the boyfriend seeking an attorney.
Well, if I was him, I would too. But because everything points to him.
It's a clear case because
not really.
It's a clear case. He knows what went on with her, but I think she's there, the killer.
Yeah, but what we think is not clear case. It can be proven in court. The police have to do their investigation from there. You know.
Yes, but you know what's going on.
Yeah, it look away. It look away.
Yes, and that other young lady that missing too is somebody, some boy she went with. Another young lady missing too.
Oh, there's another one missing.
19-year-old. The mother was on Andre Stevens tonight.
There was actually three of them that was missing, and 2 came home. And they didn't say. They said they were dropped off.
No, they get one missing. She missing from the 26th, I think.
Oh, so that's another one.
Yes, the mother.
All right.
So it's terrible.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
All right. Thank you for sharing, caller.
All right, dog. Okay, so have a good night.
All right. You too, yes?
Okay.
All right. Brooklyn people, you're out on the Parkway tonight. Eastern Parkway. Please talk about the tongue. No one go up, please. Nicola. Oh, no. All right, so live on the air with SouFlo.
Hello, SouFlo.
Good evening,
say
family.
Good morning at this point.
Right.
The next day. So just about the topic of speaking in tongues. I have been in church and witnessed someone who just started to speak in tongues. But the person was speaking a language.
An actual language.
An actual language. Where other persons who were in the church who also speak that language, they were able to follow and translate. So in this case, the person was a Jamaican and she was speaking Creole, Haitian Creole. And she even described the money or whatever in the language, and she has no familiarity with Haitian culture or can't speak Creole.
So, okay, that's what you're saying.
So
it just came to her like that.
It just came to her, and let me tell you why. So it came to her like that because what God was revealing through her, that the person that's behind what was going on is a Haitian. And there was a word of knowledge
for that specific person.
Yes.
And so the message came in their language.
Yes. And they even looking around, because even when the person was finished, they said, I don't know what I was saying. I know it's a language, but I don't know. And then somebody said, you are speaking Creole. You are speaking Creole. And then someone stood and interpreted.
So yeah. Okay. So, but when I was going to church, and I'm in Jamaica, everybody that I knew, I'm pretty sure, even though I was a small kid, I'm pretty sure that none of them spoke another language. So when they were speaking in tongues, it wasn't like they were speaking another language and there was anybody else there to interpret. They were just the patterns that you hear us make are the actual patterns that they use, like I shabba ba 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 ba, and then say ba 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 for a long time, and they're hi, and the whole heap of screaming and stuff. There was nobody to interpret that. Yeah,
yes, and you're right. And you know what I think it is? There's some people, because they grew up in the church, and they feel like they should be speaking in tongues too. And it is not necessarily a divine, like spiritual thing. Because I'll tell you what, when I was going in church and I was younger, and I grew up in a Pentecostal church, so that's their thing. All right. So they say, let me teach you how to speak in tongue. Ask God for the gift. Now, it is only given from God. But the people them have me at the altar say ba 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 la 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 la. I make your tongue roll. That's not how it goes. So there are some people who feel, they know the language.
They were getting they were preparing you to receive the gift.
Yes, no, I kid you not. She said just say blah la 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 blah 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 la la la. Just start rolling your tongue. And that's how it go.
When me laughing on man, they would have to script me up because
true story. La 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 blah blah blah. Yeah. So I stood there and I looked at them and I said, no, I'm not doing that. So some people, when they say hal shada, it's because what they hear. It's not necessarily a divine, because it's not to cause confusion. Anybody will fling down chair and I roll on the floor. That's not of God. You understand?
Yeah, and it's true. I've seen some of them hurt themselves when they drop boof.
Like, oh yes.
Yeah.
The next name, they have a neck brace the next day.
Right.
So, geez, you really slaying in the spirit for real. You're fighting.
And that's exactly what they tell you too.
Yeah,
she was fighting. She went into battle.
You went into that is a distraction. All of that. But there's a word of knowledge. So I do believe it's about speaking in tongues. I believe it comes with a word of knowledge. Yes, I've experienced it.
But a lot of people fake it.
Because they know how to. They must grow up in the school where they feel like you said blah 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 blah. Anybody shandalala handa.
Shandalala, yeah, the shandalala one. That's another one that's pretty famous. Shandalala.
Yeah. That some of them, unfortunately, it's not real. But when you do speak, for those who've experienced it, you feel it. You don't have control, but it feel like someone is violently taking over you. You feel this unction, and it just flows naturally and freely.
It happened to you?
Yeah.
So you're speaking tongues already?
Oh yes.
And what were you saying?
I don't know what I was saying.
Nicole said, "Hubakaba, habakaba."
And I wasn't loud. I was praying and worshiping quietly.
And it just started coming through you?
It started coming through me. There was felt like a warmth, like someone just touched me gently, and I just started speaking.
I don't like to make fun of church because me no know. Even if it's okay, it's indoctrination or whatever. There's still just that one part of me that feel like, yo, you don't want blaspheme or you don't want whatever. So I don't like to make fun of church, and I'm not making fun of church, but I'm giving my own experiences, right? So I'm in the church, and when time pastor touch people and they fall back and all this stuff, I got up there and I said, let me see if I could receive some of what they were getting. So I stood in the way because I wanted to be like touched and fall back like everybody else. And this, I'll never forget. this pastor touched me on my forehead like this, and I just didn't feel anything. And him touch everybody else, and they're like falling back and stuff. And he came back to me and he did it again, and I still didn't feel anything. And then he started pushing me like he was forcing me backwards to like push me down. And I just couldn't go down. And I couldn't feel what everybody else was feeling. Everybody he touched, I just started speaking in tongues, spinning around, fall over, all this, and I didn't feel any of it.
And you know what, SouFLo? Think about it this way. They feel like if you don't fall back or, roll on the floor and do a split, that God didn't visit you.
Right.
But the God of the Bible spoke to people in different ways. Sometimes he's in a still small voice. Sometimes he's in the thunder, right? So it's not always the fallback mean that that's of God. And if you want him to speak to you and show you, ask him. I bet you he will. I guess
I got that small voice because I never hear nothing, and I never. And you know what? I actually left the church thinking that day, Mr. Boy, I must be full up of evil because wherever pastor I do can, like, it couldn't penetrate my aura. Something wrong with me. That I honestly left feeling like something was wrong with me.
And that's the problem. And like some of them put it on like it's a show. You understand? And if you're not, oh Lord Jesus, oh yeah, that's only when God is visiting you. Lord God, oh and I make up noise, and then that's when God is no, but that's a show.
I saw.
God can move through you just sitting there and convict your spirit. Don't fall for that, and that's what's the problem. Why people don't really trust the speaking in tongues.
One more question for you. Okay,
sure,
wait, before you do that. So that you have spoken in tongues. So you would consider yourself to be like Holy Ghost filled, right? All right. So from the day you spoke in tongues till now, have you done any sinful actions?
Of course, I'm a human being. And that's the thing. You see, God is so merciful, SouFLo. He knows we're flawed, right? But if you come with a sincere heart and you say, God, I want you to speak to me. I want to be filled with your spirit. I want to hear your voice. He will. But the thing is, the church, unfortunately, some people make it seem like it's perfect people come to the church. If I was perfect, why would I need a God? If I was a flawed and I have my shortcomings and things to need to work on.
I'm trying to understand. Too. Yeah, I'm trying to understand too.
Let me leave you with this. This is
all right.
When I wanted to learn, I remember I tell you the story. I was at the altar, and the woman I tell me said, "Ah, bah, 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 bah. If you want the Holy Spirit, la, 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 loosen up your tongue and get ready." That foolishness. But then I went to, of all places, a Benny Hinn meeting in Madison Square Garden. I kid you not. I was like in the last section.
And Benny Hinn used to skin over people regular. He was
right. But listen to this though, seriously. I'm there praying and worshiping God. Just when I business about Benny Hinn, I worship God and I talk to him. And it was there that I received the gift of the speaking in tongues. And Benny Hinn put his hand over to one section and people are fall back. Then he put his hand, they say the spirit touched them. Me fall back in my seat, me frightened. So I can only tell you what I've experienced. But just there quietly, praising God, praying, I was speaking in tongues. And that was it. I didn't have to get the organ. And all of that.
So when Benny Hinn waved him hand over your way, you fell back too.
The section, I fell back, and nobody pulled me down.
Yeah,
we all fell over like dominoes,
and people fall over. And that section fall over
like dominoes. Kid you not. I don't know what he's doing today. I haven't followed him, but I was there.
Yeah,
and people fell over. But people weren't there like looking at him. They were all worshiping God and praying. He said, Holy Spirit, touch them. God, the Spirit of the Lord. And we fell over like dominoes. So that's why when I pass off, I try to push you down. SouFLo, when God ready to knock you down, he can't knock you down.
All right. I will submit to that knockdown when it comes.
All right.
All right. Manners and
Have
respect.
a good one.
You too.
Okay. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, cause the man them in here know, especially like your prime and thing, you knock it like a hammer and she talking in tongues. It happened before. I'm like, what the hell is she saying? Like, she really gone into some real tongues, for real. That's the only tongues I know that is actually really real. Yeah, when you beat it like a slave and then you you hear some whole different language and drool fall out of one side of our mouth and these things. But I don't know about the church thing, yeah, man. At the risk of being blasphemous, we're gonna left this right which part it there here. All right, Kai. There's a hell. I don't want to go there. I don't want to burn in eternal damnation. My AC stay cold. Me can't take heat. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good night.
Good night, SouFLo.
Good night, family. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to talk about tongues.
Mm-hmm.
The caller before me, she's right. But we also have to be careful because God worked differently with different people.
Whoa, Audrey, not to cut you off, but Mr. Article Dan, I didn't want to forget I was gonna say this. The mind is a powerful thing. The mind is a powerful thing. Like I've been in a crowd before and swore that I saw what everybody else was seeing and felt what everybody else was feeling, and it wasn't really real. It was just me being caught up in the moment and sharing that energy with that crowd. But all right, go ahead.
Yes. So there's all types of different people, and God worked differently with each and every one of us. There's some people that's quiet, so God is going to come in a soft and gentle way with them. And then there's some people that's rough and rugged, so God know how to get to those rough and rugged people.
Got it.
Yes. And so also with speaking in tongues, my pastor, he would speak in tongues and then translate what God was saying through him through tongues. Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
All right. You have a good one.
You too. Bless you.
Blessings. Here. All right. So we're gonna end it on this note tonight. Watch this. If I'm the pastor and you trust me to speak in tongues and then interpret myself to you what the message that God what message God has just said to me to give to you. Hiya. Sister Nancy, the Lord says, bring it to me. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. Your husband is not the owner. Hallelujah. I mean, that's a perfect storm. That's a disaster waiting to happen. That you're doing the speaking in tongues and you're interpreting yourself. You're gonna talk nonsense and then make yourself make sense. You know what I'm saying? But hey, pastor can't do no wrong. That's how it goes. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I know I'm gonna come up with some real chopper, man, and I just feel like I was one of them that couldn't be fooled, from the young. That's why when them did that, hi, and I push me back like this, then they didn't have to push everybody else back. I used to see those Benny Hinn stuff because my grandmother them used to watch it, and him wave him hands so on one side of the audience, all 100 and something people just gone flying away. Them wave him hand this away and them spread out that way. But me in the place when them do it and them wave and them and nothing happened. Nothing happened. If it, like the caller said though, if when God is ready, God will knock me down, and it's a knockdown when me can't go fight or nothing. I was never fighting. I was just standing there waiting I was actually open in spirit, waiting to receive. I just never received nothing. The last thing I'm gonna say is this: my Christian people, there was something else. Listen, you hear what she said? She basically said she spoke on behalf of God. Because she know God. If you're a quiet person, God is going to speak to you in a quiet way. And if you're a loud, boisterous person, then God will speak to you in a loud, boisterous way. All me want to know is this. Me is just a person who question things. Me want to know how you know that. How you know how God is going to speak to certain different types of people. Where do we learn this from? Me want the manuscript because I want to learn it too. So I want to learn that God, okay, so my son is very quiet, so God is going to speak to him quietly. My other son that's rambunctious, God is going to speak to him in a rambunctious manner because him rambunctious. You know, like who qualifies you to speak on behalf of God and how God work with others? And I don't know, I have too much question and it get late and I know somebody are cussing me right now. You know, we're not good. All right, last call, and we're gone our bed. Live on the air, caller. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, caller, you're live on the air with SouFLo. Talk to you now. The Lord changed your mind. You all right?
Hello?
Caller phone now work right. We're gonna leave it right there. So tonight, here is after midnight. It's 12:30. Go get some good sleep. A lot of you gotta wake up in the morning. Some I know I gotta deal with tongues. In like, behave yourself. Walk good, people. Sleep good. Don't make fun of God. But it's okay to question, right? And I'll leave like this. A lot of us run away and left that stuff because every time we asked a question, we were told never to question, and it makes no sense. So if you don't have an answer for, like, if my child asks me to help them with them homework, me just gonna tell them, so don't you ever question, right? Because I don't know the answer to the math problem there. If you don't know the answer, you tell us don't ever question, and you make people feel guilty for questioning. We were blessed with intellect. So our intellect allows us to question, right? We need those of you who are all knowing and discerning and all these other things, Holy Ghost filled and whatever. We need them to be able to answer these questions, not damn us to hell and tell us that we're wrong for questioning, because nothing no go so. If you are that connected, then you need to be giving us some answers. And then you lead the way and we will follow. But when you can't give it no answer, and the only thing you can tell me is don't you ever question, it makes us question you. All right? With that said, manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. Big up on yourself. Go with God. Yeah. And have your own relationship with God. Don't let anybody else define that for you, because you have to go answer for you. You won't be asked about anybody else to give account for anybody else's actions and deeds. It'll only be you for you. All right? One love. Be good. I'm out. Peace.